So in the previous videos, we have seen how industrialized facade technologies have been developed, installed and tested on real demo cases. So what's now the next challenge? What are the business model we can apply to this approach? So these are just a few questions I'd like to ask to our expert today. So we are here with Ezio Micelli from University of Venice and Marco Cucuzza from Edera. Welcome. So I'd like just to let you the word and let us know what you are thinking about it.
Thank you, Martino, for the introduction. It's a pleasure to be here today with Ezio Micelli to talk about a tricky question like economy in the construction sector. So let's start from the state of the art of the sector. We already know that is a traditional anchored one. And however, in the last years, we faced an increasing debate on innovation and productivity. Do you think this debate is just a passing trend or a long-facing discussion?
Well, thank you so much for inviting me in this very interesting talk. I think the problem we are facing is structural. It concerns the entire economy. And I think we are talking about a market that really involves essential parts of our life: housing, workplaces, spaces of leisure. And today there is a risk that housing in particular has become too expensive because of this low productivity, because of this low efficiency that occurs in the industry. So what's the result? The result is a growing share of the middle class that no longer can afford a new home or cannot afford a renovation of the house, of the dwelling they have without public support. So when a basic need like housing becomes inaccessible because of the sector that provides it is just too inefficient, that's a serious issue. And I think people lose confidence in the economy, in the market, and when trust disappears, it's not just the market suffers, it's just something more serious. It's just the whole city, society that is affected. So actually, that's why I think it's essential to help the construction industry to find a new path to higher productivity. And only then we can restore confidence that is so badly needed among millions of families who are still see housing as a key investment, a foundation for growth, and a building that represents a way in which they can grow, they can affirm themselves into society.
So increasing productivity in the construction sector is a huge challenge. And,
Definitely so.
From an economic perspective, which kind of approaches do you think are most likely to deliver the largest result?
But, well, I think that I really do believe that there are two directions that will allow to boost productivity and efficiency in the construction industry. Let's talk about the first element that must be put under, under our consideration. The off-site production, that means the shift from the construction site to the factory. Well, such a change is crucial, and such a change will allow standardized processes, faster execution, and significantly higher productivity. I think thanks to digital technology, we can now produce in a controlled and industrialized environment what once could be built just entirely on site. So actually, I think this approach applies not only to new housing, but also to the renovation and transformation of the existing buildings. And that's what we call retrofit or deep retrofit. Actually, I think that is a real mindset, a new mindset, a new way of thinking about the industry, because from building piece by piece on site, we actually move to assembling high quality components produced with great precision in the factory. That's a really new perspective on the industry.
Great. This is exactly the Energy Sprung approach that combines the off-site, high-efficient, high-technology approach together with a business model that is affordable also for a socio-economic vulnerable group of people. Can you explain us how it is possible?
Well, I think there is, on the one hand, the possibility of imagine a great change, a great innovation with the off-site approach, and that's, I think, what you are doing in just an excellent way with the Energy Sprung. But there is also a different approach. Before I mentioned that we have two directions that we can have in innovation in the construction industry. Actually, the construction industry is one of the few that digital transformation has barely touched. Actually, there is still a strong resistance to adopting new technologies that could boost productivity across the board. But why not imagine a path of widespread innovation, one that involves the entire supply chain? From site surveys to digital archives, from AI tools for administrative tasks to automation in accounting. Why not use technology to cut down on paperwork, bureaucracy, and delays, and give more time back to people who actually build? I believe that combining off-site construction with full digital integration across the production process, that could lead to a real leap in productivity. And I think it would allow companies to work faster, better, and with a greater focus, freeing up energy and talent for what they really matter for and building. And that's, I think, is the crucial key of a potential combination of what we can call a democratic innovation and the off-site approach.
Many argues that all this technological effort is a burden on family and on businesses. And also the Green Deal is an obstacle to the European development. How do you respond to that, this kind of argument?
Yeah, I think you touch a very serious problem because there is still this common belief, the energy transition, especially when it comes to buildings, not only to auto car, brings more costs than benefits. But actually, that's simply not true. And I think all the latest studies on the real estate market show a clear link between energy efficiency and property values. Actually, improving the energy performance of your home or choosing a new highly efficient, high-efficient building is not just good for the environment and for the decarbonization process we are considering altogether. It's a smart financial investment. Actually, I think it's necessary just to look at the data. And I have just in front of me the chart of the Bank of Italy. And their research shows a strong correlation between energy ratings, the EPC ranking, and the higher property values. Actually, that is in particular in the northern regions of Italy, but actually is widespread throughout the nation. So energy efficiency housing is not a burden. It's an opportunity for families, for businesses, and I would say for the economy as a whole.
Right. To support your idea, I can say that studies we developed about the total cost of ownership, that is another way to say the life cycle cost approach, demonstrates that the industrial retrofit is convenient compared to the traditional methods. Why? Because if you take into consideration together the operational cost, so energy, maintenance, together with the intervention of cost of the retrofit, is convenient in a large period from 10 to 30 years to use off-site solution, industrialized solution that assure you a performance that is guaranteed, long life, and with a higher quality of the building. So to get the European deal target that is possible thanks to industrialized solution, and to push this new market, we can say it is necessary public support. What kind of sustain is possible to take into consideration?
Well, that's a hot point because I think in Italy we did a lot of experiences. I think with the 110 Superbonus, we really did something important. Actually, from a very basic point of view, we tried supporting just the demand directly, and we financed the full cost of the property upgrades completely. But results have been actually disappointing. Actually, with an enormous amount of money, we redeveloped, we retrofit just the 4% of the country's building, the country's dwellings. And so, despite a massive investment, around 150 billions of euros, the results have been disappointing. Moreover, this demand-side support pushed all the prices up and caused significant inflationary effects that we are still paying. So actually it's clear that we need a new and different approach. Sure, we must help the people who struggle financially, the people that you mentioned before, but I think above all we need to back up the supply side, the companies driving off-site production and digital innovation. We need a system that rewards the best technologies and the businesses that embrace them. Actually, I think that's the key for the future of the construction industry, leaving back the disappointing policies approach that we have known as ineffective and very, very expensive.
So thanks a lot, Marco and Ezio. Thanks for the very interesting insights you give us about the business model and the world of Energiesprong as a whole. So I think at the end we saw the two main parts in this conversation. So first, how the Infinite project is coupling with the technologies, so the deep industrialized technologies development, and then with Energiesprong, how can we really enter to the market and try to boost this renovation process and to tackle the market as a whole. So thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Thank you.